You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa, what's good, me Comic Crusaders? You know how we do it here, baby. We don't just talk comics. We talk the creators bold enough to build universes. That's right, because today's guest said, forget waiting for Hollywood. Forget waiting for permission. I'm building my own sci-fi galaxy. I'm talking cosmic storytelling, philosophical sci-fi, epic adventures, and enough imagination to power a warp drive. Yeah, baby. He is the mastermind behind the Vitalerium Series, a universe that mixes classic science fiction inspiration with bold new ideas of storytelling that hits both your brain and your heart. So buckle up, grab your jetpacks, charge your plasma blasters, because today we're going interstellar with the visionary himself, the creator, the world builder, the man with a whole universe in his head, Nicholas Casbarro. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you come to all the conventions with me, because that was a hell of an intro.
Oh, man. That's you, man. You inspired the intro, brother. You're doing your thing. You got this universe. It's a beautiful book series, and folks, we're about to learn all about that and a whole lot more during this episode. You know, and I'm going to put this on early up. All right, folks. So if you guys are interested, as we chat, do me a big old favor. You see that QR code right there? All you gotta do, go ahead, snap a pic, take you straight to the his Amazon page. You can check out his book series right there. Go ahead. I know you got your tax returns in already, so start spreading the wealth, baby, and support amazing independent creators. So, Nick, let's get into it, baby. Be honest with us, Nick. At what exact moment did you realize, oh wow, I'm not just writing story, I'm building an entire universe here?
That probably happened maybe a month or two into writing it. I had realized that as I was planning out the chapters and as I was planning everything out, I really wanted to flesh out the world that it was in, so that I could imagine myself in these people's shoes as I was writing them. See what they see, experience what they experience, and allow the reader to do the same thing. And that required a ton of world building. And I really took the time to do that throughout writing the first book. I started with just defining the themes I wanted to write about, but that stemmed into defining the factions. You know, who are the players in this massive narrative? Who are the characters? Let's define them. Let's give every one of them a backstory. And every single character in the book, whether they appear with a speaking role for 2 pages or 20 chapters, they all have backstories to make them seem like original, unique characters. Okay. Every question that I asked ended up bringing up like 5 more questions. And so I just kept answering questions. I built everything from like, what does the fauna on that planet look like? What about the flora? What are the species that you're going to run into? How many moons does the planet have? There's 7 colonized human planets in this, basically the Vitalerium future that I'm discussing. What is life like on those planets? What are the exports that they have that shape the society? What does the government structure look like? And what does that make life like for the people there? So every little thing that you can imagine in society, I have worked to define in the storyboard itself. And that started, like I said, very early on, and it continues to grow to this day as I finish up book 2.
Oh, snap. Let me ask, what was the exact moment, exciting or terrifying, like realizing you adopted a dragon instead of a kitten?
It was probably, I was about 3/4 of the way through the book, and it had steadily shifted over the writing process from becoming something that was just cathartic for me, something that was fun, that I just enjoyed, just a little bit of a pastime that was a little more constructive than, just bombing through Netflix series. And I started to realize, like, this is like all I'm thinking about outside of, family and things like that. This is like the main thing on my mind. I was always trying to come up with new experiences to put the characters through, new ways to rewrite things and make different parts of the narrative better. I'd be jumping out of the shower to try and write something down on my phone because I had a good shower thought. And I was like, I got to throw that in there somewhere. I got to write it down so I don't forget it.
Have you done the Seinfeld, waking up in the middle of the night, scribbling it, and then getting mad? Oh my God, that was such a great idea, but I can't read it.
I type it in my phone. I type it in my phone so that there's definitely some misspellings and stuff, but I get the general gist of it. But my wife gets mad at me when I wake her up with my phone light. I can tell you that much.
No wonder you threw out there. I was thinking only about, and also my family, but the book. Yeah. All right. So every sci-fi creator has that moment growing up where their brain explodes with imagination. Was there maybe a story or movie that helped crack your mind open first?
There were a few. It's hard to nail down one. I mean, I really kind of started in sci-fi with Star Wars. I was probably like, 10, 11 years old. And then, I used to watch those on VHS. I used to rewatch the original trilogy.
What's a VHS?
Exactly. And then I moved on. So like I started, looking into other sci-fis and things like that. I read Frank Herbert's Dune when I was like 13, and that really inspired me. He's still probably to this day one of my biggest inspirations. And look what they did now with Dune. I mean, what they did with that series, I think, is amazing.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I love this new series that's out right now. I dig that a lot of it. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's corny. Like, yeah, you dumbass. This actually follows more of the book than anything else.
Who said that?
I have friends. I won't blow them up, but you know who you are. I mean, I love it. I try not to argue with people. I'm like, all right, you don't enjoy it, that's you. I think it's more like the book, and I actually liked it more than the OG. So,
I thought they did a really, really amazing job. And so, it just kind of progressed from there. Just every sci-fi is my genre, man. Any new, whether it's, literature, whether it's films, whether it's, TV series, video games. I love a good sci-fi RPG. I would love to eventually see this as a video game down the line. I'm a little more focused on getting book 2 out right now, but
get book 2 out. Get out that universe. Let's wait a moment because I see it though, based on the cover. And folks, what a cover it is. I'll show you the website in a minute, folks. You know what I mean? But again, if you want to have a sneak peek, that's the website right there. All right, and also that QR code. Go ahead, make it rain on Amazon today, baby. All right, come on, we gotta make it happen. All right,
much appreciated.
Now let's talk about the world builder problem. When creators start building universes, sometimes the lore, right, gets so big that it looks like a conspiracy theorist corkboard. Did Vitalerium ever reach that stage?
Oh, it's reached that. It reached that stage a long time ago, and it's still growing. I got the red yarn and the pins and everything.
My man looking like Dexter. I love it.
Wow. It's. I mean, if you want to make the story feel real, you need to make it immersive, right? And to be able to do that, I want to basically have answers to all of the different aspects of the universe that they're in. And that goes back to the storyboarding again. Like I try and define every single little thing. I literally had to, I had to create a religion in the book. So I had to write out and make up religious tenets to this religion. And I'm going to say it now. No one is ever to turn my stuff into a religion in the future after I die. I'm going to put that out there now. I'm gonna put a disclaimer at the front of the book in book
the
two.
great prophet Casbarro, man, the great prophet Casbarro said
as
in the book of
as
Vitalerium.
as funny as that would be, as a posthumous joke, that's not what I'm going for. But yeah. So it's definitely a lot. I acknowledge that, but I feel like the more detail that I put into it, the better the story is that comes out of it.
All right.
Because the more I have to access.
Of course. So let's talk about that, because characters, right? Which characters in Vitalerium walked in, kicked in the door, and said, "I'm running the story now"?
Probably the protagonist. You end up meeting the protagonist first when he's a young teenager, and you follow him through some really traumatic events that kind of shape the man that he is for the majority of the book. And you see basically what creates Roman Matthews. Roman Matthews is your protagonist, and he is a morally gray protagonist at best. He's a roughneck. He's essentially a mercenary. He's doing odd jobs for local gangs when you first meet him as an adult, and they call him freelancer. But he's a lost soul. He's gone through a lot, and he's basically, doing these odd jobs to make enough money just to spend it on booze and whores so that he can forget his past. Okay. So he's kind of wandering aimlessly through life when you meet him as an adult. And in the process of doing the work that he does, he takes a job that ultimately lands him he has a near-death experience. And that embroils him in a massive conspiracy, which has the totalitarian government of his planet hunting him. Oh. So he's got to band together with a number of different characters from all walks of life, some in the underworld of planet Diorum, where the story takes place, some in the public eye, just to survive the ordeal. Oh, wow. And you get to meet a lot of different characters throughout this world that I've created. And it gives you a real scope of the world building, because you get to see people, in power. You get to see some politicians, how they live, what they're like, what their life is like. You get to see them as there's basically a fracture forming in their government, and you get to kind of figure out why that is through the eyes of one of the characters. So there's a little bit of a mystery element to it.
Got layers in this mother, baby.
Oh yeah, you get to follow a physicist who's working for the government, building them something, and starts to realize exactly what the repercussions are of what he's building. You get to follow an intergalactic pop star. She's one of the most popular pop musicians of her time. She's touring from planet to planet with her posse, and because of the access that she has in such a totalitarian future, she's kind of got a finger in everything. She's a little more than meets the eye. She deals in a lot of different things. You follow a club owner who's also a militia leader. He kind of runs one of the gangs on planet Diorum, and you get to see kind of what he gets into. So there's a ton of different characters, and the book is written multi-narrative. So think like Game of Thrones in space. You get to follow a lot of different people, see a lot of different points of view, but throughout the book, all of their storylines intertwine. And you get to figure out what's really going on, because there's some really big things brewing in the background, some of which are revealed in the book, some of which are alluded to, and some of which I haven't even discussed yet.
Oh man.
So this is I got 7 books planned in the series, man. So it's there's been a lot of planning involved in this.
It's a mission, and I love it. Let's talk about this, because you're saying you're a sci-fi lover, and as we both know, sci-fi always asks big questions, right, about humanity. What questions about life or society are you maybe secretly exploring in the world of Vitalerium?
In Vitalerium, I wanted to explore, I guess, human nature in a technologically advanced multiplanetary society. So we're going to look at things like, why certain politicians are doing what they're doing, how they use a sales pitch to really promote something that is actually for something else. So the sales pitch is not always the true motive, or at least what they're telling the people is not always what is, I guess, the real goal.
What it
and
is.
So exactly. And so what you get to see in Vitalerium is you get to see how some of these politicians are speaking to the public, how they're acting when the cameras are turned on. And then you also get to see them in the backroom meetings when the cameras are off and no one else is listening, and figure out what their real motive. So they think, exactly. And you get to see what their real motives are. I also talk about, I discuss media and the kind of fracture that, I mean, you probably pull parallels from the fractures that we see in today's media, where, you've basically got, you watch one side of the news, you get one version of reality. You watch the other side of the news, you get a totally different version of reality. And how that tends to separate people. And what happens is so in the future that you're dropped into, that was basically fostered to reach a point where the only viable option in the eyes of the populace was for one side to win. And usually that's by violence. And once that happens, no one wins, because then they have a state-run media, which is just pure propaganda. And you get to see the vast contrast between the state-run media and the forms of media that have been deemed illegal forms of media. He's basically like a future podcast host would be kind of the way to describe it. But he's in hiding because he's literally an enemy of the state. He can't show his face in public. No one knows where he is, but he still keeps putting out content because he's got like eyes on the planet. He's always watching he's like obsessed with it. And so you get to see the differences. And in the middle, you get to see the events that are happening that are being reported on. And then you get to see what the state-run media says about them, and then what this guy thinks is going on. And you kind of get to see what's actually happening.
Man, you see this, folks? We get their side, his side, and then we get the truth. Love it.
Truth is always somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Isn't it? Now, brother, I gotta ask here, because indie creators wear like 47 hats, right? Writer, marketer, promoter, therapist, coffee maker. What role surprised you the most?
What role? Definitely the marketing role probably surprised me the most, just in terms of how involved it was. I mean, like I've been doing, I mean, this is probably podcast number 52, I think I've been on. I've been going to Comic-Cons and book fairs. Nice. I did 20 Comic-Cons last year.
Whoa, 20. Diablo. That's
20.
Busy. That's not easy. That's not easy, folks.
No, it's definitely tiresome. And this year I'm actually doing doing that. It's been fun. That's the thing. It surprised me as far as, how much planning and how much effort was going to go into it. But I've been having fun the whole way. Like, it's been an absolute joy getting out there and interacting with, fans and prospective fans, and just, the fandom community. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really cool. Just getting to see people, find interest in this stuff, because, this is like a piece of my soul on paper. So having someone be like, it sounds really cool. Let's give it a shot. Like, that's a great feeling. That's really fulfilling. Right?
That's why I love
And
conventions. It shows love to the creators. You see it in person because social media will give you one idea of what the community is, but then when you go to a con, you be like, oh, it's nothing like like the war that happens on the web.
oh yeah. No, there's nothing but love at those events, man. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely is.
And I'm going to be at MegaCon in Florida coming up.
Oh snap!
Yeah, in Orlando.
Yes,
That's
this month, right? Later this month, right?
Yeah,
Is it?
March 19th to the 22nd.
There we go. Yeah, I have my kid, my daughter, not so much a kid anymore. She's gonna be attending and representing Comic Crusaders over there. The new generation. So when you see a Puerto Rican goth girl walking around, yeah, that's her.
Well, send her by. I'll have a signed copy for her.
Oh, awesome! I'll let her know. Yeah, I told her I want her to, go out there and me and do what I do because she has a wonderful personality and young too. You know what I mean? So yeah, and also to get inspired because there's so many awesome creators like yourself are going to be there. It's a great show.
There's no shortage of it, man. It's a great time. Great time,
really
great
is.
people, lots of cool new things up and coming.
Now I want to know here is this how they creating this series maybe challenge you creatively in ways that maybe you didn't expect.
Yeah. I mean, writing this was just a total 180 from anything that I had done in my professional career to begin with. This was the first book I had ever written.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was probably the only thing I'd written other than a professional email in about over a decade. And so this was really reconnecting with kind of my creative roots. I hadn't had a creative outlet in a very long time. And I can tell you, after not having one that long, it pours out of you at the beginning.
Like it's a faucet. You're like an unstoppable faucet. Oh my God, I can't turn it off.
Oh yeah. I mean, even still, like to this day, it's still I'm hyper focused on bringing this to fruition. But yeah. So as far as like challenges, I really just decided at the very beginning, like, all right, I'm going to dive into this head first. I'm going to learn everything that anything I don't know. I'm going to learn what I don't know, and then I'm going to figure it out on the way. And I guess I kind of like that. Like I like that kind of dynamic. It makes things
pressure,
interesting.
Yeah. It's that little bit of pressure that you apply to yourself that really starts kicking in your ass. And I get you on that. I like to apply pressure to myself sometimes. People say, why do you do that? It's like, I don't know. It's just, it makes it feel better for some odd reason. Now,
100%.
As an indie creator, do you ever feel like Rodney Dangerfield? I get no respect, when people underestimate how hard it is to build a universe.
No, I recognize the fact that this is something new for me, and there are probably, I feel like if I go that route, I'm just gonna complain and then nothing's gonna get done. I'd much rather keep the mindset that like I'm cutting my teeth now. Like, yeah, I'm doing the hard work, but guess what? This isn't supposed to be easy. Otherwise, everyone would do it. And I'm just nose to the grindstone, trying to work hard at it every day to make more great content. I'm not even.
Well, you're not trying. You're doing, baby. You're doing. You're not even trying. You're
right.
doing. You're producing. Because look at that baby on screen right now. Holy shit! I love the artwork on this, bro. I mean, who's your artist? Because that cover is just gorgeous.
So I have a really talented graphic designer I found. His name is Ahmed Guitar, and he's done great by me. He made actually both my book covers because there's two book covers. There's that book cover, and then there's the limited edition book cover, which you get to see. I think you get to see it if you go to the marketplace. Oh, there it is. There, that's right. That's it right there.
Oh man, look at that. Oh, that's all right. No wonder you're talking about video games. I definitely want to play this game. Yeah.
I'm just trying to put that in people's heads now. Just trying to permeate that thought into the universe.
And you gotta tell people. I mean, I see the little note right here. Look, folks. I mean, I know many of you like exclusivity. This limited edition is totally limited to 500 copies. You heard? So get yours today, because when this becomes a game and a movie and a TV show, you know, come on, be amongst the first. Get these limited, get these first prints going, baby. This is what you gotta do. Again, tax dollars are here, so don't give me no BS. All right, I already got my tax return, so don't even playing, all right? I mean, my daughter took it all, but at least I got it. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's what daughters will do that to you, man. I've got one of my own.
Yeah, man. Ooh, what's this? Oh, look at this cover. What's that? Yo.
Oh, those are the comics. So I've got
comics.
3.
Oh shit.
I told you I'm looking to break into all mediums within the next 10 years. So the first obvious expansion into other mediums was comics. At least for me, it made the most sense. And that was a way for me to kind of connect with the folks who were like, yeah, you know, I don't know if I want to read the book. I want to read a comic instead. I'm more of a comic guy. Guess what? I got comics now, and I've got 3 episodes out. There's issue 1, issue 2, and then issue 0, which came out after. Okay. And that's actually going to start an interesting timeline of release where anything that comes before issue 0, so that'll be 0x1, 0x2, 0x3, etc.
Okay.
Those will be going backwards in chronological order. Oh, and then anything moving forward with the narrative of the book is going to go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Oh. And I have literally endless content to keep making more comics. So as long as people keep buying them, I'm going to keep making them. I've got a full canon planned with character offshoots, everything.
And what do you do on the publishing side of this? Is it self-published? Do you use crowdfunding platforms? Like, how do you handle this work? Because, man, it's a lot of books. The comic books, you said you got 3 issues thus far. Amazing, bro. Good on you, bro. Woo.
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. The comic books I self-publish right now. I will be looking to get with a distributor at some point, you know, this year. The book itself, I have a publisher for the book.
Okay.
And that's Atmosphere Press. Yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, and were you always a comic book fan?
You know what's funny? I used to draw my own comic books back in like middle school and high school. Probably when I should have been paying attention in class, I was filling up my notebooks with all these different types of comics, whether it was like sci-fi comics or I had like a comedy comic that I used to draw. I called it the Caveman Chronicles. It was just a couple of cavemen that were getting messed up in different ways from doing stupid shit. But I've liked the medium like a lot, but I never really dove deep into it in terms of like getting into the Marvels and the DCs and things like that until I started, you know, going to these conventions, and then I kind of reconnected with it. You know, I started meeting artists, and I started seeing other stuff people were putting out, and I was like, oh man, this was cool. Like I kind of missed out on a lot. So now I'm like making up for lost time.
He's catching up, boy. You're catching up.
Yeah, my collection is growing steadily.
Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah, let me tell you, I am too many boxes deep in I gotta sell stuff, bro. I got too no one wants to help me move because of these boxes. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Now, looking back at your earliest work, right? What would past you think about the creator that you are today?
You know, it's funny. When I was in like high school, I took a couple of creative writing courses that I really enjoyed and excelled in. My only college level course I ever took in high school was creative writing. Okay. And then I went to college. I took a few more there. And I really enjoyed it. And I kind of forgot about that for a long time. Like, I think I just never really saw it as like a viable option for a professional career for myself. I kind of put other famous authors on a pedestal. You know, just like they're geniuses. That's why they were able to do that, and you know, rightfully so. Maybe some of them, but you know, I had never imagined that as a real option, and it wasn't until I started doing it myself that I was like, oh, it's a lot of hard work, but it can be done. You just need to find the way. If you're enjoying it, I mean, it doesn't feel like work, right?
Exactly, exactly. Like, you know, when I do my pods, working on my website, even my music now, I just have fun. I get bothered when people say, "Can you do something for me?" This now you're taking the fun out of this because you know now you're gonna start nitpicking. Stop it. Let me do my thing. I got you.
And it's funny you say that because you know no one's telling me to do this. No one's hounding me or telling me, you know, it's not done right or like this.
Yeah.
Except my editor, but he's got some good points.
But that's their job, damn it. You know, they better be doing
his
this
job.
shit.
And props to my editor. His name's John Smith. Most generic
salute.
name in the world. He's
Is that really his name?
Yeah, it's really his name. And but he was like, the process working with him was fantastic. It was very collaborative. He had very, very helpful feedback to really bring the story to its best version. But no one else is really telling me anything to do. And I like it like that because I don't want to be told what to do. I want to tell myself what to do because I'll put more pressure on myself than anyone else.
Creative freedom, yeah. Creative freedom. And you know when you fuck up, you know it.
And I work harder at it because of that. Like there's, you know, I don't think I've put this much effort into a whole lot of things. And that's not saying that I'm not a hard worker, but I like this. When I am the only one who's putting expectations on myself, like they are sky high. And I think I hope the work reflects that because I just want to give people good content. I'm not even super focused on like making a ton of money on this right now. I just want to get the best content possible to market and have people enjoy it. That's all I'm looking to do.
That's the best lane, I think, to always take. I mean, you do things out of your love and the passion, and you know the money will come along. You know, just keep working and don't even focus on that. I mean, I never worry about the bread. I'm good. You know, because again, you work hard. When you work hard, things happen. You know, it just this is what it is. It's an energy. It's real. So believe in yourself and do what you do, man. You're always gonna achieve amazing goals. Now, we already know we want this to be a game, but when it comes to the Hollywood treatment, well, what do you want to see? Is it the movie, the TV series, an animated epic? Like what format, outside of course the video game, would you like to see this step into next?
I think it's gonna have to be. Oh yeah. I think it's going to have to be like I think it's going to have to be like a streaming series, like a long format type of narrative because it's a 7-book series, and that it is a lot of content, and the first book isn't even a shorty. It's 600 pages.
Oh yeah! You're going Stephen King levels.
Yeah, I love it. That's right.
Awesome! You dive the hell in, baby. That's right. That's world building. Holy shit! Love it.
And so, and the second book is going to be even slightly longer, I think. Not by much, but a little bit. It's got a couple more chapters, but really, what I'm looking to do here is I want to make sure that I give each of the characters time to build their character development and really include all of the different elements that I'd like to discuss in a future society. And that's going to take some time. And we're going to cover a lot of different topics. We're going to go through a lot of different events, and the characters are going to have a ton of obstacles in their way, but you're basically watching the future. Basically it's like the emergence of a future mythological hero. Okay. So basically the guy who becomes the most important person in future history. and you get to see the gritty truth of those historical events playing out in real time as the
Ooh.
reader.
See, you're killing me. That's the way you pitch, baby. You pitching now, baby.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the songs that are sung in the background. It's the violent, bloody truth, and
Well, man.
that's going to take it's going to take some breadth to be able to put that into, I guess, cinematic format. And so a streaming series, I think, would be ideal. I'd like to do the what is it, the Entourage method. Do you ever watch Entourage?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So they had the different series seasons. I think there were 7 of them, and then they ended with a movie that wrapped it all up. That would be like the ideal way for me to do it.
And I mean, and that is kind of the format a lot of people are doing. I mean, Entourage is one of those that did, like Stranger Things try to do that last episode in movie theaters,
Yeah.
Like it's a thing, and it works out again. But I think with a sci-fi epic, fuck yes, we got to make this happen. You have spoken onto the world, so it's going to happen. Don't you worry. It's been manifested. You heard Netflix. Now that you have spare money, since you're not buying that, the comparator, now you got more money to spend on indies right here, and murder those companies with dope content. Now,
and I only need like half that money, so.
Yeah, just half. That's it. Look at that. Now, Nick, when readers finish a Vitalerium story, what feeling do you want to leave in their hearts and minds?
I want them to basically be reading an edge of your seat, exciting type of novel. This is not your cozy fireside romance, it's chaotic, and it's funny at times. It's there's a lot of suspense. But I want people to walk away kind of questioning what it is that they see maybe in their own life, and maybe not taking everything at face value.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Please do.
Yeah. That would be, I think, the main thing. Mostly, I just want people to enjoy the ride, because it's definitely it's a hell of a ride, and there's a lot more to come.
A whole lot more, folks. You know how you stay tuned? Check out that website right there, Vitaleriumseries.com. Go to that QR code, and again, spend that money. I know you got money now, guys and gals. Don't be playing with me. And then, of course, you want to stay tuned, because you said it's 7 books and comic books. Check them out right there. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and also in the show notes. We got the Facebook, the Patreon. We got everything. My man is all over, and he's making it happen. And you said that you're going to MegaCon, right, later this month. Any other cons we should be aware of that are on your list already, so people know where to see you?
Oh yeah, a bunch. Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head. Let's just say it's a lot. A lot of Florida local ones, starting to expand out of the state now. I'm doing Boston Fan Expo this year.
In Massachusetts. Great. I might see you there then.
All right. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I'm in Mass. So yeah, I tend to go every year or every other year. I didn't go last year, but if you're coming down, and a lot of people are telling me they're gonna come down, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to give a wet bar in person to everybody. You
might have to. I'll tell you what. It's the last time I went. I had. So do you remember that the limited edition cover? Do you see the dude? Yes. You see the dude down there with the full suit of armor, the bald guy. So he's actually based on stunt actor and movie producer Levon Panic, his likeness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who's a friend of mine. So I went to school up in Boston. I lived there for like 8 years, and he was in school in Boston at the same time. And he ended up getting into stunt acting, and now he's producing his own movies. And I went to him as I was probably like 90% done with the book. I was like, hey man, I kind of imagined you when I was writing this character. Like, would you be all right if I used your likeness for this, for the cover on the novel? And he was like, you can use my likeness, but when we turn this into something real, you better fucking cast me as that role. And I was like,
oh shit, you're locked in a contract now.
yeah, I was like, you got it. Now stay in shape.
Yeah, like, exactly. Don't be eating too many pork bellies and 3 platas and stuff. Come on now. Calm down on the food, brother. Stay in shape, and you got yourself a role. I dig it. But Nick, man, what a pleasure. Folks, again, the QR code, check out the notes. You got to support amazing indie creators like my man Nick here, all right? Because Comic Crusaders family, this is what we love about indie, right? Indie novels, indie comic books. I mean, there's no corporate boardrooms, no safe formulas, just creators with imagination big enough to build entire universes from scratch. So if you love some bold sci-fi, creative storytelling, and creators who dare to dream big, then you need to check out the Vitalerium Series and support the incredible work of Nicholas Casbarro. Follow him, read the books, and share the universe, because every great sci-fi saga starts with a small group of fans who believe in it first. And trust me, this one is just getting started. This is Comic Crusaders, Omega, Nicholas Casbarro. Hasta la próxima. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.